almost fair game, but
Yes.
no, not that one. It was an easy oversight. The filing cabinet,
Now
facing the other way.
You've seen the video of her with her wisdom teeth,
No,
right?
he
He
hasn't.
hasn't seen that?
You want to see something funny?
Told me about it.
So I think
We
that's
have
on,
to do it afterwards. Are you guys ready to go?
huh?
Are you ready?
Well, yeah, and we kind of want to do a quick walkthrough to make sure we got all the pieces.
Okay.
You,
Want to hand out the hard copies there? And then we'll let you know, guess we're started now.
because they got another meeting in here, I guess. huh?
Yeah,
Thank you.
there's a press conference in here, so they want to get us out as soon
Gotcha.
as we can.
All right.
Give Mr. Harris a
You,
hard
you
time.
know who that's like, right?
Hey, Mark, we have that as a Google Meet as well? Okay.
I don't know.
I'm on. Good morning.
Good morning. That's Mr. Mitchell.
Okay.
Mr. Katz?
He may not be here.
Okay. So I guess we're ready to start?
Yeah, because I didn't realize this was an official session. I thought we
If-
were just signing.
Yeah, if you want to pull it, I figured it would be best if we have it as an official session. We kind of walk through what we've tentatively agreed to. So I can do that if you'd like, Mr. Harris. Just want to walk through the details. All right. So in the preamble, you'll notice in the first page, it's the standard changes in language when we're going from a one-year contract to a 1 year or 1 year to 3 years. There's always changes in the preamble about how we're going to reopen. So we're going to start in April of 21 or earlier for a successor agreement. That'll be for the 21-22 school year. It talks about coalition bargaining, which we can reopen as well. And that will be changes for calendar year 22. But we've added language in here at the request of CTA. It says to the parties acknowledge that CTA is desirous of creating bereavement leave for its members. To that end, the parties agree to create a committee consisting of 4 appointees from each side to study the financial impact of and propose parameters for such leave. The parties further agree to meet on the first working day of each month until such time that committee has recommendations to bring to a regular bargaining for the 21-22 school year for resolution. And that's the sum and substance of the changes to the preamble. In Article 8, it's the standard changes. We didn't make any changes from the last time. This is the salary section, Section A, with beginning base salary of $47,500, a top annual base salary of $90,029. And we suspended a lot of the pay for performance for this school year because of the lack of testing last year. We also raised the daily permanent substitute rate from $183.31 to $187.66, and that'll be effective July 20. And I see that there's an error in that. If we could all just, no, that's correct, sorry. July 1, 2020 is the effective date, and that's the effective date for all the raises as well. So going into Appendix A, it's, again, nothing different from last time, except when you get to the back end. So it's still the
Okay.
$47,500 with a minimum wage of 3.5, and I'm seeing that right now that may be, nope, it's there. It says at least a 3.5% base
Yeah, let's kind
salary
of go through
adjustment.
that section just so that it's clear, because I don't think we really, talked about these pieces.
Okay, so pursuant to House Bill 641, the salaries of all full-time classroom teachers as defined by the state shall be raised to meet this new minimum salary. The parties agree that all employees active on the date of the board approval with a base salary that is lower than the new pay range minimum will receive a minimum salary of $47,500, or those hired with an effective date on or before 6/30/2020 at least a 3.5% base salary adjustment, 1.7 of which is derived from the money provided by the state of Florida under House Bill 641. And what this means is we're extending what the state has defined as classroom teachers, and we're defining it for all our classroom teachers in the bargaining unit. Employees hired with an effective date of 7/1/2020 or thereafter will be placed on the base salary pursuant to the new hire placement schedule in Appendix A in accordance with years of completed verified teaching experience. These new hires will receive at least a 2.0% increase. So if they were recently hired, they're not going to jump over anybody who's been here for a while. The next change is in paragraph 3. We changed the starting salary for speech-language pathologist. And for those with school psychologists, OTs, PTs, audiologists, and ROTC employees will be based on experience, appropriate advanced degrees. And so we've added in here that the annual base salary for them is $51,400 as a start, and that's effective July 1, 2020. So when you get to the new hire placement schedule, from years 0 to 14, if you're new to the district, you will start at $47,500. We left the remaining sections of the new hire placement schedule as is. We didn't change any of the numbers. We did add language to the last paragraph with the intention to the greatest extent possible. Well, it says it's further agreed that this new hire placement schedule is subject to review from time to time with the intention to the greatest extent possible of minimizing potential for a current employee's base salary to be less than the salary of a new hire with the same number of years of experience when future min-max salary schedules are negotiated and when the passage of time may require such review. That language is in there basically because if you have a teacher who has been unsatisfactory over the course of a number of years, their salary doesn't increase at the same level as somebody who is effective or highly effective. So we're not sure we can fix that piece of it for a new hire placement schedule. That's why we have that language in there, and it should be very few people that are affected. I know we spoke about having language in here that the placement schedule will be effective on a certain date. It's not necessary since we didn't really change it. And those are the changes that we are proposing.
All right. Randall, Gordon, good?
No, it looks like that language in the salary schedule is sufficient to guarantee that a teacher who is bumped to 47.5 but has a salary increase of less than 3.5%, then they'll actually go beyond that to the 3.5% number.
Correct. So that's a minimum. You're
Right.
either at the 47.5 or a minimum of a 3.5% increase.
Yeah, and that's just one thing I know that I see a lot of conversation going on with teachers about, and clarifying that even in the open record, I think is good for them. So, thank you.
All right,
Anything else? So we're ready to sign?
we're good.
Great. I put tentative agreement on there with the dates. We just have to put our initials. Thank you very much, and I appreciate all the hard work. And my glasses keep fogging up, but appreciate all the hard work. This was a hard-fought battle for both sides, and we appreciate you guys working with us.
All right, same here.
Hopefully next year will be a better year.
Well, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that our organization do things with the state to make that happen.
We would really appreciate that. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
Okay, well, we don't want to leave just this minute. I mean,
Okay.
we're ready to go ahead and sign them when we're done with this part. There's just one clarification. We did sign the MOU about extending the voluntary transfer.
Right,
period.
voluntary transfer. The bulletin is being revised. It was going to be revised yesterday afternoon. It may have already been done so, or maybe this morning. The secretary was working on it. So that the voluntary transfer period, when the bulletin went out, it was in alignment with the contract. We've now created an MOU. So instead of ending on May 7th, it's going to end May 28th for voluntary transfer period. So we
All right.
have extended that.
Okay, so, and the question we had was, because it wasn't included in the MOU, about UAT, because there's language that says the UAT takes place, the certain day in May and ends a certain day in May.
I thought the UAT was tied to the end of the voluntary transfer period and goes to certain.
It is in one
Okay.
place, and another place it says something different. So I just want to make sure that we are both on the same page, as it will start after voluntary transfer.
Yes, we'll get the bulletin out, and we'll get with you before we cement anything, or if it's already been sent out, we'll look at it again and make sure that it's correct.
Okay, all right,
Okay?
sure, no problem. Okay,
All right, thank you.
all right,
So if you want to sign yours, I'll sign mine, and they're double-sided to save paper.
right. Gordon?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm gonna do it. We use CTA, we don't use. Thank you.
See, now when I try to be nice, that's what happens, see?
Don't say try, because you are nice.
Thank you. So we're done, so if you want to cut the video and everything, we're completed. Thank you. Thank you, Mark and Chris, for coming in.